Time to break this fusion wide open. Hello everyone, Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we have the fragment event calendar for Stokk the Broken, the fusion. We have it a day or two early, which is really kind of cool, so thank you for Raid for doing that. And it looks like we've got a few extra fragments here if I hide myself, so we've got a total of 130 available, 20 if you win tournaments, and 10 extra otherwise. So you probably guessed it, we've got 10 extra in either the Champion Chase tournament or the Summon Rush tournament. Not a surprise. So let's take a look here and see what we can do to break this down, try to plan the best we can, and make this a very doable fusion, because this fusion is really, really good, and I would highly recommend it if you can do it. So first of all, we got a couple of the easy ones I always like to highlight. So we've got the Arena tournament right here. We've got another Arena tournament right here. Those are usually really, really easy to do. I find that the artifact enhancement ones are not particularly difficult, but I know some people struggle with the silver, so it's good to highlight these right here. So we've got the artifact enhancement 1, artifact enhancement 3, and then artifact enhancement 2. So they are spread out a little bit, so you'll have some chance to dive in there as well. The big bugaboos, we've got the Dungeon Divers event right here. We have another Dungeon Divers event right here. And then, of course, we've got a third Dungeon Divers event right here. So, taking a look at the Dungeon Divers events, these we have with Fire Knight and Champion Training, although those start on Monday, and then on Tuesday is when the dungeon events start. So, put any passive energy in towards the Fire Knight or Champion Training. Maybe focus a little more on Champion Training here on Monday, and then in a Tuesday, start diving into Fire Knight. This does cross over to the Spider Tournament as well, so this Dungeon Diver Event 1 should actually be, hopefully, be fairly easy, so we'll actually turn that orange. We've got the second one here. That is going to be at the very end of the Spider Tournament, at the very beginning of the Ice Golem Tournament. So I think this is honestly the easiest one to skip if you can avoid it, because I think it just doesn't overlap with anything particularly helpful. And then this final one here has Champion Training and the Dragon event for the entire part. So if you're going to do another one, if you're going to do 2 of them, that's a decent one to do for your second one as well. As far as the events, obviously we got Fire Knight, then Spider, then Ice Golem, and then Dragon. There's never any overlap with any of these things. And Sunday to Monday, we actually do have a 1-day break between Spider and Ice Golem as well. So you got kind of a day to take off, rest, do whatever you want to do. We do have the Champion Chase tournament over that, so we'll certainly talk about that as well. So Champion Chase tournament, I'm actually not 100% sure what type of 2x it's going to be. I am hoping it is not going to be a Sacred 2x. I'm hoping it's going to be an Ancient 2x, because we had Void 2x somewhat recently. However, that is going to be over Black Friday weekend. It is not unusual for Black Friday weekend to have every shard gets a 2x over various days. So watch for the events, and if this is a 2x for all of your shards, then you can pull your Ancients and maybe some Voids, and that's a great weekend to pull Ancients and Voids, because 2x's are great to pull those, and 2x's for Ancient and Voids are some of the best chances for you to get Champion Chase points. Keep in mind, you can also fuse champions, you can also get them from the market, you can also get them from campaign, you can use fragment summons. There's all kinds of ways to get champions and save them for that Champion Chase tournament. As long as they're not in your inbox, but they are ready to summon, that means you can save them for the Champion Chase tournament. You're going to be looking for 2,500 to 3,000 points from that. So that generally is going to be 40 to 50 Ancients, maybe 25 to 30 Voids. For Sacreds, it's going to be, that can be 10 Sacreds. That's why I don't like the 2x Sacreds. Primals, it's going to be hit or miss, but honestly, don't pull Primals. I'd rather you pull a ton of Mystery Shards than Primals. Primals, don't waste them on this. So that's going to be a 2x. So that should be interesting. We'll figure out which 2x that is. Meanwhile, the Summon Rush, which is going to be one of the last events down here, you're going to want 6 Sacreds for that. And if you can get 10, that will guarantee you the extra 10 points usually. I'm probably going to aim for pulling 10 of them. Right now, I only have 6 on either of my accounts. I think I've got 7 or 8 on one of them. I'm going to get one more from Doom Tower, and if I have to pull a bunch of mystery shards, I'll pull a bunch of mystery shards. So I am planning on being able to possibly skip 1 or 2 of these events, but that can be dangerous if you don't know if you're going to have the resources. I know I will have the resources regardless, so that's my plan. You may not, and if you don't, do what you need to do to get as many points as you can. Now, this can be up to 15 points for this champion chase. So you have to do either all 15 points in this champion chase or all 15 points in this summon rush. You're not going to be able to skip either of the events because you need the 15 in each of those. So do be careful and do plan on pulling shards. Just be aware of which events you're pulling shards for. And if you're not going to get all the extra ones in the Champion Chase tournament, you absolutely need to get the extra ones in the Summon Rush. And that is not including winning the tournament. Do not count on winning a Champion Chase tournament. That's asking for trouble. Champion Training Tournament, maybe. And fortunately, the Champion Training Tournament is very early. So if you feel very strongly that you want to skip an event or two, max out that Champion Trade Tournament. Go hard in it. See if you can get those extra 10 fragments. It's going to be kind of interesting. So for the US, it's going to be over Thanksgiving weekend. So it goes Thursday for Thanksgiving. That's going to hurt a lot of players for that particular tournament. But at the same time, it's not needed. So it's bonus points. Finally, again, we've got the classic arena stuff. That's pretty easy. We talked about the summon rushes. We've talked about the artifact enhancement events. That's pretty much just go in there expecting to use about 20 million silver. But because you can earn silver throughout these other events, usually if you've got going into this event 20 to 40 million silver, you should be just fine. If you've got 60 million silver going into the fragment event, then you are absolutely golden because you will earn more silver as you go. Earning that silver will allow you to spend it in other places. So that is overall how I would tackle the fusion. Again, probably do this Dungeon Divers event. If you have enough shards to skip the second one, I would recommend it because otherwise you're going to have to go very hard in Ice Golem and then farm something else as well. Whereas this Dungeon Divers event and this Dungeon Diver event have a couple of overlaps with Champion Training and other events as well. And in fact, the first one is super easy because that's got the Fire Knight and the Spider. Plarium, just some feedback on this CatHerder event. I like the fact that you've got this out early. I appreciate that. Overall, I like the fact that there are 10 extra fragments, although the fact that we have to choose which of the 2 summonings is a little annoying. What I would actually like to see, add 2 more events. Add 1 for Shogun and add 1 for Sand Devil. Just 5 more frags in each one, so it becomes 120 if you can earn normally, 140 if you can win tournaments. And give people a reason to both do Sand Devil and do Shogun, and give them a slight reward for the people that want to do those. And for the people that can't or don't want to do those, they're now worse off than they were before. Give you a little bit of extra breathing room, would change up the summoning just a little bit, or maybe even throw a 5 points in a soul summon chase or something like that. Give people something different to do other than just the standard events. A little bit different, a little bit extra, make it an extra event, and then people won't complain because it won't be a case of now I have to summon my souls, and if I don't have enough souls, I'm screwed. It becomes, oh, I didn't have enough souls, so I have to do my normal fusion plan, or if I do have enough souls, then hey, I can actually shift my plan slightly. Many people would greatly appreciate it. It would change up these events a little bit. Anyway, there's my little soapbox rant. You guys have a great one. Have a great holiday weekend if I don't get a chance to wish you over this next Thanksgiving. You all take care. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like and subscribe button when you get a chance. Smash it. I really do appreciate it. And good luck on this fusion. So until the next video, I'm Bront CatHerder.